Hello. As you can tell from the title of this video, I'm, spiritually confused. But aren't we all in some way? I grew up Buddhist. Every Sunday as a child, I went to temple school. I remember sitting cross-legged on the cool floor, listening to the monks chanting. Sometimes, I even listened to the CD of them chanting and fall asleep to it. It was soothing, like a lullaby that wrapped me in peace. The teachings of Buddha weren't just rules to me. They were deep, philosophical ideas that planted questions in my mind. Who are we? Where do we come from? What is our true nature? I spent so much time staring into space, lost in thought, as if I was on a quest to find the truth, the answers to life's biggest mysteries. As I got older, something changed. Life happened. Experiences happened. I no longer accepted things just because someone told me to. I wasn't rebellious, I just needed to know for myself. What is real? What is true? Instead of believing what I was told, I started searching for evidence, personal evidence, something I could see, feel, and experience myself. When I met my boyfriend and his Catholic family, together we experienced things that I'm not sure everyone would believe. Paranormal things. I'm talking about demons, spirits, and the kind of stuff that makes the hairs on your arms stand up. At first, I was skeptical, but these weren't just stories. I saw it. I felt it. And suddenly, the idea of a world beyond the physical world wasn't just a theory. It was real. One of the most profound moments in my life happened when I was at my parents' nail salon. It was a dark time for me. I felt hopeless, lost, like I was drowning in my own sadness. I remember sitting alone in the break room, tears streaming down my face. And in that moment of absolute despair, I felt something. It wasn't like anything I've ever felt before. It was warm, light. It was like peace itself wrapped around me, lifting me up. And in my mind's eye, I saw light reaching down with two hands. And I just knew it was God. There was no word spoken, but the message was clear. I am here. I see you. You have purpose. It wasn't something I could explain to anyone. It was just something I felt deep in my soul. For a while after that, I felt unstoppable, like I was one of God's soldiers on a mission of love and light. Life was beautiful, and I felt so connected to God. I manifested things into my life with ease, living with so much joy. But as life goes, the connection faded. I got caught up in the routine, the grind. I stopped speaking to God, even though I knew He was still there. My search for meaning led me into the world of New Age practices. Crystals, tarot cards, intuition. It was fascinating, and for a time, it felt like I was discovering something new about myself. I dived deep, joining communities, attending events, and meeting mentors who seemed like they had all the answers. But over time, I realized something. So many of these people were like me, spiritually lost, searching. Some were following anything that sounded miraculous just to feel like they belonged. I remember one of my mentors even admitting that if you want power and influence, you look at religion, because people will follow you if you offer them a sense of purpose. I stepped away from all of it, realizing that my search for healing was leading me down a path that didn't feel right anymore. And then came another shift, Catholicism. I started asking my boyfriend's mom questions, deep questions. We had some intense experiences together that solidified my belief in a higher power. When my grandmother passed in 2022, my boyfriend's mom predicted things that would happen before they did. She told me things about the process of death, and I saw some of it unfold. Things I still can't explain. So I started wondering about Christianity, about Jesus. I know Jesus died for our sins, and I believe in him. But people kept telling me that I had to choose Christianity, and there was no room for doubt. But if I've had experiences with Mary, how do I just ignore that? How do I reconcile everything? So here I am, spiritually confused again. I love God. I believe in God. But why do I have to choose a religion? Why can't I just connect to God without the labels, without the boxes? Do any of us really know what's on the other side, or are we all just guessing? People say they've seen things, but is it real? How do we really know? I want to save my soul now in this life. I want to live with faith, love, and joy, and trust that this life is the heaven we were meant to experience. I don't know what's coming after this, but right now, I feel like the best thing I can do is just be myself. Love life, love others, and trust in God. So, I've made one commitment to God. I'll let him show me the way, and maybe that's the only thing that's right for me right now. If you're watching this and you feel lost too, know that you are not alone. I think we are all lost sometimes, but maybe that's okay. We all have our own paths, our own journeys, and this is mine. Take care of yourself and others.